Hey, Bakura, have you ever been to a cosplay photo shoot?
Not in a million years.
Why not?
Well, I've never really told anybody about this, but, I have cosphobia.
You mean you're afraid of being charged money for things?
No, I just have an irrational fear of people dressing up as fictional characters. You see, when I was a small child, my parents dressed me up as Sailor Moon. As a joke, no less. Let's just say it messed me up. Big time. Sometimes I wonder if that's why I'm so evil.
But cosplaying is so much fun!
Try telling that to all the Sailor Scouts I murdered.
In fact, you might not know this, Bakura, but a lot of people like to cosplay as Yu-Gi-Oh characters. And while there are some awesome examples of Yu-Gi-Oh cosplay out there, we think that there are a few cosplays that people are neglecting.
Yes, so we decided to highlight our top 10 most wanted obscure Yu-Gi-Oh cosplays. No Bandit Keiths here, folks.
Ahem! Number 10. Mind-crushed Seto Kaiba. Yes, we know, there are lots of awesome Seto Kaiba cosplayers, but what we're talking about here is the Seto Kaiba after he's been mind-crushed. In the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, Kaiba spent a good few chapters stuck in a wheelchair, completely brainwashed. Imagine the amount of concentration you would need to pull this off. Bonus points if you have a Roland pushing you around the entire weekend.
Number 9. Zombie Yu-Gi-Oh characters. If Pride and Prejudice taught the world anything, it's that adding zombies to an already established concept instantly makes it better. We at Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged are big fans of the zombie genre, so it goes without saying that we'd love to see some classic cosplay spiced up with some zombie effects.
Number 8. Anubis. Remember this guy? Neither do we. Which is why he totally deserves to be on this list. After all, he was the villain in the freaking Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Yet nobody seems to want to cosplay the guy. I've seen more Paradox cosplayers than I've seen Anubis. And that movie isn't even out on DVD yet.
Number 7. Legendary Heroes. Do you recall the filler arc where the cast of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sent to a virtual world, and then got forced to act out a bunch of fantasy role-playing game cliches? They even had to dress up in humiliating outfits. And now it's your turn.
Number 6. Season 0 Mokuba. But not just any Season 0 Mokuba. To make this cosplay work, you have to wear the douchey robe and surround yourself with a gang of dangerous kindergarteners who wield firearms for no apparent reason.
Number 5. Chopman. Yu-Gi-Oh's answer to Leatherface. For those of you who didn't read the manga, Chopman was basically a serial killer under the employ of Seto Kaiba. He had a chainsaw. This is reason enough to want to cosplay him. Also, when people asked you what anime you are from, you could tell them in a low, murderous voice, "I'm from Yu-Gi-Oh!" and then rev your chainsaw at them.
Number 4. Dog Suit Joey. But of course, the Dog Suit Joey cosplay isn't complete without Duke Devlin's cheerleader squad. Bonus points if the person in the Joey costume obeys any orders given by the cheerleaders.
Number 3. Zork. Yeah, you heard me. Zork. I dare you. The dragon penis alone would make you a legend amongst Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplayers.
Number 2. And this one's a doozy. Season 0 Yugi. I know what you're saying, that's easy. But there's a catch. As we all know, Season 0 Yugi is subject to a lot of bullying. In other words, he gets his ass kicked in every episode. So in order to make the costume accurate, the longer the convention lasts, the more injuries he will have to sustain. On day 1, he'll be all cheerful and smiling, but then on day 2, he shows up and his arm's in a cast and he's lost all his lunch money. It's disturbing, but at least it's accurate.
And the number 1 most wanted obscure Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplay we'd like to see is... Marek, is this right?
Indeed it is, Bakura.
The number 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplay we'd like to see is... Cowboy Marek and Pirate Bakura. I don't remember this being in the show. Was it in the manga? I never did get around to reading it.
No, I made it up. But wouldn't it be the coolest thing ever? Me as a cowboy. And you as a pirate. Come on, Bakura, show me your pirate face.
No.
Perfect! God, I would give anything to be walking around in a cowboy hat and leather chaps, spitting at random intervals and talking in a Texan accent. Ma'am? Excuse me, Mr. Kaiba.
This is the worst idea ever, and as such, I wouldn't be surprised if people started doing it.
I reckon so, Mr. Kaiba.
Should we mention that we're going to Youmacon again this year?
No, let them figure it out for themselves.